Good morning, 11 o'clock Ed 201 class. This here is my video on Montessori education. And if you don't know what that is, stay tuned because you'll figure it out sooner or later. Now, we're going to start with the founder of it, Maria Montessori. And Maria Montessori was a woman born in the latter half of the 19th century. And she was very much about breaking social norms. She ended up attending an all-boys school. Tech school with aspirations of being an engineer, but she ended up being accepted into the University of Rome's med department, and she ended up being the first woman to graduate from there with a degree as a physician. So she's very much a trailblazer, especially if you think about the time. Women were not widely accepted in education. And when she was at university, she found an entire constituent that was being left out of the education program. And that was the people that we would refer to these days as mentally handicapped. Or to them, the little mean ones, the little sad ones. And people saw them as not people to be educated, as essentially a burden on society, which she didn't see. She saw them as people, despite their mental faculties, and she devised a way to teach them. And this is the Montessorian way of teaching. Now, remember, overhanging this entire thing is self-propelled teaching and learning through experience. So the first thing is that we have in the first stage of learning is that the subject, the essentials of the subject are taught to them either by lecture, by reading, by concepts on a worksheet, and then for step 2, they put this into action. They experiment, they work through, they create within this entire subject, and that they learn through that. See, something that's quintessential with Montessorian ideas is a 3-hour block or a 3-hour minimum block, or where they just sit, where the children delve into their subject matter. And it's not like it, don't get the wrong idea. The teachers aren't sitting there at the desk reading the sports page with their coffee in hand, just letting their kids do whatever. They're very much observing their children. To make sure that what they're doing is beneficial to them, and whether they should be moving faster or slower or whatever needs to be controlled within this environment. And then step 3 in this learning process is the children need to have a realization of what they did by taking a test and being able to pass on to teach what they learned to other students or other people, period. And there are many different things that go into a Montessorian classroom, and everything there is a very closed environment. Instead of necessarily having desks and things like that, things would be more open, like more comfortable chairs than flip-top desks and chairs, and colors and toys. It's everything in the classroom is very self-propelled, as I've said before, and that right there is basically the essentials of Montessorian thought and philosophy. Now, if you have any further questions, I might know the answer, so you can find me. Or if you doubt me, you can go to some websites that I'm going to post in the sidebar here. Because this will be uploaded to YouTube. I always loved it when teachers did that in high school, so you could reference it later. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that I wasn't too much of a snore while I was sitting here cavorting on my screen. And I hope this brings some different things that you might be able to implement in your classroom. Whether it be an entirely orthodox Montessori classroom, or just sometimes letting the learning be self-propelled. And I think that would be I think that everything in moderation. I don't know how well this would do as a complete self-propelled learning, because there's some things that you just need to learn. Like if I were to be self-propelled during math, I would be adding colors and spelling words and things. Like I need more direction in that than just myself. So I hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy some of the other projects around here, and enjoy the rest of your day.